Hello friends, in this video we are going to discuss about exhaustMap operator and what the problem exhaustMap operator solve in the real world application. So first we will discuss about what is the exhaustMap and then we will jump to the problem. So if you will see here, this is my web application where I have one note about the exhaustMap. Let us quickly read about this. So as we know, adjust map is a flattening operator. So what is the flattening operator? If you don't know, then let's quickly read this flattening operator. Flattening operator come to our rescue when we have nested subscription. Subscribing to an observable within another observable. So when we are having subscribe and we are again subscribing into the previous and current subscription, that we call nested subscription. This can be pretty annoying to track and debug. It is similar to callback hell. Callback hell. So as you know that what is the callback hell? Callback hell is like we are calling function inside function, and that is called as a callback hell, and it is not easy to debug. And our programming also not looks good in that case. So we always avoid callback hell kind of programming. So flattening operator means avoiding subscribing two times, rather we will combine two observable. So I think now you got the idea what is the flattening operator. Let's jump to our real topic. Adjust map also have outer observable and inner observable like concat map, switch map, merge map. But what is the difference in this from these three? So as you know, concat map, switch map, merge map, all are the flattening operator, but they are having different behavior and different use cases. So today we are going to discuss about the adjust map and its use cases. So let's consider so this is the scenario that now we are going to discuss. Let's consider the scenario where we will have two observable. So first is button click observable. As you can see, this is button that is available into my HTML, and I am accessing this button through the view child. We will see this in real time after some time in this video. So first is the button click observable and another is interval of 1 second observable and take 5 emit. So you can see another is interval operator. What interval operator do? It will emit the number based on the millisecond provided. So here we have provided the 1000 milliseconds. So that is a 1 second, right? So 1 second, each and every second it will limit the number, but we have stopped this observable after 5 seconds. Just take a 5 emit of that. So this is interval observable and this is outer observable. Now if you will subscribe to this click observable and again subscribe to the interval observable, that will become the callback hell, or we can say subscribing inside subscribing nested operation, and we want to avoid that. So what we are going to use today, we are going to use adjust map, and this is our click observable. We applied the pipe to apply the RxJS operator. After applying the pipe, we can use adjust operator, and this click observable emit the event operator. It will emit the event. And now we are going to return the inner observable. So now we have the composed click to interval observable. So this is our final observable, and we have to just subscribe once. And if you will click to the button from the UI, it will automatically subscribe to. If you will click on the button, it will trigger the interval observable through this subscribe, and then you can see those printed value 1 2 3 4 5 in the UI. So let's see this quickly into our application. So this is my Angular workspace. Here I am going to create one more project. In this workspace, I can create a number of project. So I am going to create one more application. Ng generate application. I would say practice is just just map first. Okay, so as you can see, I have given name in the camel case, so it will create in the space for like dash format name, folder name, it will create in that way. So we can see practice adjust map which got created successfully. Let's start writing code, remove some boilerplate code. So to create this example, we need to first have a button into our UI. So type this button, and we can say uh, uh, click button. Let's say button, and use just a template reference variable as a button. We can give any name or say button underscore one, and into our component we are going to say view child, and what is the our template reference variable we have given button one. So let's use this here, button one. And what is the type of this element difference, right? And as we know, this is the view child, so by default it will be available into our uh, after view init life cycle. And if you want this into ng on init, then you have to define here uh, that static flag too, but I don't want, so let's go with the default behavior after view init, and say it here ng after we need to import it. Say type first constructor, and then say ng after view init. Now we are good here. So what which we are going to do, I'm going to copy this code quickly, so into our ng after view init. So from event, it will register the event in the form of observable. So we are going to register click event in the form of observable. So it is coming from the rxjs, and then this button one, let's, and native element to access this button. Now our click observable is ready. Now let's import the interval operator and take operator from rxjs, and now we can see our interval operator is also ready. Now we are rather than subscribing click observable, we are composing the new observable using exhaustMap. So whenever we will click and pipe apply the pipe operator and use exhaustMap RxJS operator, whatever mesh by default it will return the like some, you can assume it will work like a subscribe, but yeah, that is not correct. So whenever we will have a adjust map operator, it will take the previous observable value as a value, not as a subscription. So now we got the event value, right? Click whatever we will click, then event will come here. And now we are returning the interval observable from here. So let's see why it is giving red to me. Okay. Okay, so let's click on the UI button. So before that, we need to run this application npm start, and you can see I have so many applications, so I have to get the specific name only. Our application is started on the port 4200, and let's see it is working or not. Yeah, it is working. So far we have just used the just map operator, but we don't know the real use cases of that, right? Now if you will click again, it will start internal observable up to 5 seconds, from 0 to 4 it is emitting, right? Up to 5 seconds it is in the progress. What is adjust map operator will do, it will not listen your another click event until this current subscription is completed. You can see it is printing, right? It was printing. Now let me click again and you can see now it is printing 1 2 3 4, right? Now let me click quickly whenever it is running. If you will click, it will not do anything, right? It will just take a current subscription. Means means with this understanding we can create very useful use cases into the real world application. That is, when we are clicking on the button, we are calling API, right? And sometimes if when we call the API, we have to take we have to wait for the API to complete it. If you will click again, then another API will call and then backend will fail. Both the previous request will also get fail and the current request will also get fail. So we need to wait until the previous API is executed successfully. So in those scenario we can avoid multiple call until the API return the response, right? So we are going to implement that scenario now. Let's create one more example into our application so that we will be more clear on the adjust map. Ng generate application practice map second. So first of all, we need to call the API, right? So to do that, I have already have a backend ready, and this is having delay of 4 seconds to return the response. So I am going to call this API. So don't worry about the backend. So today we are going to focus only the front end. So let me remove boilerplate code, and here we are having our component. Yeah, so first of all we need http client module. To have a http client module, we have to import it, angular common http client module, and we need to register this into the import section. Now we have HTTP client module ready and registered. I'm not going to create service directly. I'm going to call HTTP client into the component. This is not good practice, but we are not going to focus today about the practice of the backend API call, right? As okay, so here we will say call API, and this dot http dot get, and I that is returning, for example, currently any kind of response in the http call is localhost colon 3000, and then we have port is get data. My this is my API that is returning data after 4 seconds. Okay, so we are good so far. Now let me create quickly button here, button and template reference variable and dollar button, and let's view child button. So what we define into our HTML button. So let's copy and use it like this and say button, and this is our element reference, element reference, right? And we are going to convert this into the observable, and we know it is available into the after view init, after view init API call, and let's register here. So how to do that? First take call the from event, so that we will get the event test dot button dot native element, and then click. Now we will get with this click observable, click observable. Now what we need, we, and this is our another observable, that is the API call, so we need to return this. Right, now we are going to use the exhaustMap operator to avoid the second API call, right? So what we are going to do, so first we need to subscribe to the outer object. No, we need not to subscribe, we need to use exhaustMap operator, and any operator we cannot, any operator we need five function, right? Just just map, and then what this will emit, it will emit the event, button event, right? And here we are going to return, we are just calling this function, and it will return what, it will return another subscription. So now this is our final API call. We will name this as a click to click 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 to all API. Okay, you can give any name, so I just given. So this is our final composed observable. Now let's subscribe and print the value to the console. That's it, right? So let's run this application quickly in team start, and I need to give the specific name as second. Okay, our application is running on this port. Let's use this port F12. Looks like we haven't defined any text on this button. Let's say button to call API, and let's see if it is calling or not. Yeah, it is calling, and you can see still pending, still pending. Now it returned the response 200, means after 4 seconds our API is returning. Okay, let's see the real, whatever we implemented, that is working or not. Let me click again, and I will click 2-3 times. Okay, you can see nothing happened, right? Nothing happened. And this, whenever it will complete, then only if you will click, then only it will work, right? So this is very very much useful, I think, in the real world application, and I have also recently learned it. There are a lot of there are a lot of way that we can implement this scenario, but this I found as a more generic, more good way to implement in any standard application or enterprise application. So okay, thank you, friend. If you like this video, please subscribe, please like the video and subscribe my channel.